Saul Kirsch here with Double Alpha Academy, and this is the new Mr. Bulletfeeder by Double Alpha Gen 2. Anybody who's been reloading for a while is probably familiar with the Mr. Bulletfeeder by Double Alpha. Over the last 10 years, it's become one of, if not the most popular bullet feeder used by private reloaders around the world. If you've never tried a bullet feeder, it's hard to appreciate how much easier and faster it makes the reloading process. It also allows you to not place your hand at risk by placing the bullet under the tool head while reloading. The Mr. Bulletfeeder is able to handle most pistol and rifle calibers, and it's been sold by Double Alpha for over 10 years worldwide. The previous model was heavy on machined parts. We machined the base and the plates from PVC, and the sidewall was an aluminum piece. All of that machining came at a cost and limited the features that we were offering on the device. Last year we looked at this product and we looked at the project, and we had several ideas of how we could make this a better bullet feeder. We redesigned the product, prepared it for tooling, replaced a lot of the machined parts with injection molded parts, and that change in design allowed us to introduce 10 or 12 new features and improvement that make this bullet feeder an even better product than it was in its previous alteration. Allow me to show you what makes the Gen 2 bullet feeder an improved product. So what we tried to do here at Double Alpha is look at all of the individual parts and see what could be improved by changing the production process. We started with the hanger itself, added rubber pads to protect the side of the case feeder, and allowed for an introduction of a plate that fits into the hanger and gives you an angle indicator. This will show you what angle you have the collator on. Typically you'll set it up for 45 degrees, but for some calibers, slightly more or less improves performance. So that is an added piece that now fits into the hanger on the Gen 2 bullet feeder. One of the most obvious changes is that the sidewall is no longer an aluminum bent plate. We make it from an injection molded plastic part. Now this serves to reduce the noise that the bullets make as they're tumbling inside the collator. It also allowed us to introduce a removable side window that enables you to see from the side what the capacity is, how many bullets you still have in the collator, and when you want to empty your collator, the window is designed to be opened with one hand, so you can do so while holding a bin underneath, and you can quickly and efficiently empty the collator when you want to change calibers. Locks into place with one latch. Speaking of changing calibers, there are some significant improvements to the product in that regard. First of all, the new plates are improved with a tab in the center, which makes them a lot easier to remove and to seat down onto the motor stem. The new plates are available at this time only for the 9mm and the 223 calibers. The other calibers are still using the gray PVC plates. But for these two popular calibers, the new plates are now shipping with all bullet feeders. These plates are easier to remove. That makes caliber adjustment a lot easier. But also improvements have been made to the flip ramp and certainly the new nose guide. This is the preset nose guide that some of you are familiar with. We've been offering this as an accessory to the old bullet feeder. This nose guide is standard on the Mr. Bulletfeeder Gen 2. Now the advantage of this nose guide is it allows for micro adjustment using an Allen key from the back, and this adjustment will allow you to position the nose guides perfectly so that as you change calibers or bullet profiles, you're able to adjust that ledge just right to get a perfect and reliable bullet orientation. Also, the height of the pocket here is adjustable using that same Allen key, and you no longer need to use the spacer shims which were available on the previous generation model. The flip wrap itself has been improved. You can see that it's a wider design now. It has a multiple angle surface on the top, which means that you no longer have to move it between calibers. If you were changing from 9 to 45 or from 9 to 223, you don't have to touch or move the flip wrap. It stays in position up against the plastic ledge, no longer requires any adjustment. The dislodge arm functions as it did before, but now we've added a little latch on top of it, which makes it easier to move so that you can move it out of the way as you change the plates. The output has been improved as well. In the previous model, you needed a screw to hold the output assembly in place. The new model locks into place with a bayonet connector. It also is angled in such a way that every time you assemble it, the debris slot will always be on the downside. You cannot accidentally assemble it at the wrong angle. It's a quick release attachment, so when you have to change between pistol calibers or rifle calibers, you can change your assembly super efficiently and easily. The entire assembly is now pocketed. It's an injection molded base, so the total weight of the collator is greatly reduced, and that allows it to hang more comfortably on the case feeder, doesn't introduce as much weight to the case feeder even when it's loaded and full with bullets. Changing calibers on this new model is easier and faster than ever before. Performance is improved, reliability is improved, the ability to empty the collator and to see the capacity from the downside, from your standing position. All of these modifications have made the Mr. Bulletfeeder by Double Alpha Gen 2 a greatly improved product compared to its predecessor. The Mr. Bulletfeeder Gen 2 is available and shipping now from doublealpha.biz.